वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। डियर स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हैं एंटीबायोटिक्स। वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट द टॉपिक ऑफ एंटीबायोटिक्स. Antibiotics are classified into two classes on the basis of whether they inhibit the growth of the bacteria or they kill the bacteria. So those antibiotics which inhibit the growth of bacteria are called statics or bacteriostatics, while those antibiotics which kill bacteria are called seedal antibiotics or bactericidal. So antibiotics are made for the purpose to stop the growth of bacteria or kill to bacteria so that the infection can be improved. So the targets of antibiotics, when scientists are making antibiotics, then they keep some targets in their mind so that the antibiotics target these points and inhibit the growth of bacteria. So the targets are cell wall, cell membrane of bacteria, protein synthesis which take place inside the bacteria, folic acid synthesis which is a necessary metabolic process for bacterial growth or for bacterial survival, and nucleic acid synthesis inside the bacteria. These are the main 5 targets which antibiotics work on these targets and inhibit or kill the bacteria. In today's lecture, we are focusing on the cell wall, cell membrane, and protein synthesis antibiotics. Okay, so in the cell wall, the first basic antibiotics which all the students should be remembered are beta-lactam antibiotics. Beta-lactam antibiotics are a group of antibiotics which inhibit the bacterial cell wall synthesis. So in the beta-lactam antibiotics, when we see the structure of these antibiotics, there is a specific ring which is only present in these antibiotics, and this ring is called as beta-lactam ring. That's why these antibiotics are known as beta-lactam antibiotics. And the groups of antibiotics which include in beta-lactam are penicillins, cephalosporins, carbapenems, and monobactams. These antibiotics target the bacterial cell wall and so inhibit the bacterial cell wall synthesis. Therefore, bacteria is unable to survive. There are other cell wall synthesis inhibitor antibiotics for which we have made a mnemonic FB-wall on PC. F means phosphomycin, B means besetrosine, wall means any cell wall synthesis inhibitors, P glycopeptides, and C means cycloserine. Cycloserine antibiotic is a mixed antibiotic. So after some time we will discuss that what is meant by mixed antibiotic. In glycopeptide antibiotics, vancomycin and teicoplanin are the prominent ones. So all the bacterial cell wall synthesis inhibitors antibiotics are seedal in nature, means they kill the bacterial cell. Okay, because when they inhibit the bacterial cell wall synthesis, so the cell wall is not made properly. That's why these cells can't survive. But there is one exception. Mycoplasma is a specific bacterial group which is intrinsically resistant to these antibiotics, because we already know that these antibiotics are acting on bacterial cell wall synthesis. So mycoplasma already have no cell wall, so these antibiotics are not functional or not working on mycoplasma cell. Okay, so we have covered bacterial cell wall synthesis inhibitor antibiotics, and after that we are going to cell membrane antibiotics. So the cell membrane antibiotics means that these antibiotics inhibit the cell membrane formation in bacterial cells. For this, we have made a mnemonic PODA, PO, the first two letters PO, polypeptide antibiotics, in which polymyxin, colistin, and tyrosine are included. And PO also means polyins. Yani these antibiotics belong to the group of polyins in which amphotericin B, hamycin, and natamycin. Natamycin is antifungal, not antibacterial. So natamycin basically inhibits the fungal cell membrane synthesis. And the last two letters, PODA, DA, daptomycin. So all these antibiotics, all the cell membrane antibiotics are seedal antibiotics, means they kill the bacterial cell, because when cell membrane synthesis is inhibited, cell membrane is integral part of bacterial cell, so bacterial cells can't survive without their proper cell membrane. And the third group of antibiotics are protein synthesis inhibitors, means they inhibit protein synthesis which is required for bacterial cells to survive. So when there is no protein synthesis in the bacterial cells are will not be able to survive. So the basic antibiotics in this group, which all the students should remember, are aminoglycosides, macrolides, tetracycline, and chloramphenicol. And for others, protein synthesis inhibitors, we have made a mnemonic protein loss FM, P protein, chloromethylene, and poromycin. Okay, in chloromethylene, retapamulin, and lefamulin. And L, L means lincosamides. Okay, so in lincosamides, two antibiotics, clindamycin and lincomycin, are included. O means oxazolidine, oxazolidinone, okay, in which linezolid is included. And after that, S means sorodarine and spectinomycin. And the last S means streptogramins, streptogramins, okay, in which quinoprestin and delphoprestin are included. And the remaining antibiotics, FM and other folic acid synthesis inhibitors, nucleic acid synthesis inhibitors, will be discussed in next lecture. Thank you so much. Khuda Hafiz.